It's time to go coast to coast on CMRU.ca. Bringing you everything new in the hockey world, here is Landon Brown, Alex Fercho, and Phil Trombley.
Good morning, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to another episode of Coast to Coast. We've got a bit of a different one going on today.
Yes.
Because we are missing the most important member of Coast to Coast.
The
who
anchor.
does everything.
The ice.
We are missing Mr. Alex Fercho today. Unfortunately, he is down with the sickness.
Yes.
So
And if you watch us on YouTube later, you'll see that I am also recovering from the sickness, and I am wearing a mask.
Landon is doing
so that I don't talk moistly onto these microphones.
Talking moistly. Anyway, I think we have a lot to talk about. I don't know. Again, this is what Alex always does. So we're going to figure out some things to talk about here today.
Yes, well, Phil.
We had, I at least personally, I know Landon was slightly a part of it, I personally had a ridiculous amount of hockey this weekend.
Yes, you did.
And we'll start with that, and that will get us into our Flames corner, whatever we call it. We had quite a bit of Flames going on. The game that was the night right after we were off, or right after we were on air, was the Dallas game.
Yes.
And we won that one in overtime.
Yeah, and I was surprised by that one.
I was also surprised by that one. And then we had the Canucks game, which me and Landon had the pleasure of being at.
Yes, and I must say, watching Quinn Hughes live is just a different experience.
It was pretty good.
Like, watching him on TV is fun, but watching Quinn Hughes live was pretty special.
Yeah.
Him and Philip Roenick on the blue line together was very fun to watch.
And then obviously that was that was the first game that Mr. Zadorov was not playing for Calgary. He was playing for Vancouver.
Yes, and he did end up getting the winning goal.
Did
Yeah, because Calgary scored, remember, with like 20 seconds left? So that empty netter ended up being the winner.
Right.
And then we ran into a guy when we were leaving the Saddle Dome in his Vancouver jersey, and he had taped with white hockey tape on the back of his jersey. He taped Zadorov at 91, and he was over the moon that Zadorov had scored that empty net winner. He did not let anyone pass him by without telling them.
That was a sweet little jersey addition.
It was a fun experience. Oh, and it was Indigenous night. We were there too. We actually went on a really fun, jam-packed hockey night.
No, we did pick a great night to go.
It was cool. We heard the anthem sung in Blackfoot.
Yeah, I didn't realize that was something they did.
I had never heard that before. That was really cool. That was fantastic.
Yeah, no, I agree. That was a lot of fun. And then the next day, which kind of also bridges into Phil's minor hockey corner, which we will do at some point. Again, we don't know when because we are unorganized and Alex is very organized. The next day, I not only went to the Hitmen teddy bear toss, but this was very special. We went to the Superheroes teddy bear toss.
Oh, yeah. Which
is really cool. The Superheroes is a really awesome organization that basically allows children with disabilities to play hockey. There's a whole lot of variety, a lot of diversity, and they all get to just go have fun and play hockey, and this was their game day. So I think we had nowhere near the same amount of teddy bears as the Hitmen, obviously, but I think we had 230 teddy bears.
Okay, that's still a lot
which is still a decent amount.
That's a lot of fluff coming down from the sky.
Yeah, considering there was like 50 people in the arena. But yeah, so after the night that we had in not in Vancouver, but at the Vancouver game, it kind of drags me out of bed super early in the morning to go to this. And actually, you know what? It was a lot of fun. I very much enjoyed it. And then we went to the Hitman teddy bear toss.
Yes, and this is the big one. This is the goal that summons. There's no more fun goal to score in hockey in general, I'm pretty sure.
Absolutely
than the teddy bear toss Hitman goal.
No, and it was no different this year. It was a pretty fun one. What was really cool was we were playing Prince Albert, and unfortunately we lost the game.
Ah, okay.
But I think it was 5-2 or 6-2. but it was halfway through the first, which is nice because then it's nice and early and we're not waiting with teddy bears.
Yeah, just losing enthusiasm.
Yeah, and then but it was London Hoylet again because he did it last year. Wow. And it's wild because London's like not really the person you expect.
No, he's just the one who gets to do it.
Yeah.
Is he like a big tough guy on the team?
No.
I thought it'd be funny if they call him like the teddy bear or something after you score 2 teddy bears.
That would be funny. I think.
And like you're the big fighter or something, they just call you the teddy bear.
They really should call him that.
Regardless.
But, so last year in 24 games, he had 2 goals and 1 assist. Or no, that's this year. Last year he had 12 goals in 61 games, with 5 assists. This year he has 2 goals and 1 assist in 24 games. One of those goals is the teddy bear toss goal.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Which is pretty cool. It's pretty cool. And yeah, he was just super stoked on it. How could you not be? Imagine having the power to summon 30,000 teddy bears.
It's crazy. I just love the video too because it is the craziest act of kindness. Just the concept of it. Just donating teddy bears by chucking them from like 4 stories in the sky onto the ice in a celebration is just the funniest concept. But it's obviously it works.
It works, and they all get donated. They all go to a good cause. Another really cool story from the teddy bear toss is Hitmen forward Wyatt Pizarchuk, who last year, before he was a Calgary Hitman, because I believe this is his first year on the team as a Calgary Hitman.
Okay.
Last year, during a practice with, I think it was either Drayton Valley or the Airdrie Bisons. He fell and he hit his head pretty good.
Oh no!
And he needed surgery, and he was in the hospital for a while. And he got one of the teddy bears. And then he got to play in the teddy bear toss game.
Well, that's
next year.
Very, very cool little circle.
Isn't that a sweet little story?
Yeah.
That's such a fun story.
I'm glad he's okay too.
And yeah, now he's okay. He's doing pretty good. 22 games with the Calgary Hitmen. He's got 6 assists, 0 goals yet. We're still waiting on that first one for Pizarchuk. Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, you know who else really impressed me, Phil, when we were watching that Vancouver game was Sam Lafferty.
Yes.
He was all over the ice that night.
Yeah.
And he was making good plays everywhere. I don't know, I was just really impressed with him.
He had an assist on the Mikheyev goal in the second period.
Yes.
And that was it. But
yeah, I noticed him all over the ice.
Oh no, he had a goal as well in the first period.
I just noticed him everywhere.
Yeah.
He had a really good game.
He did have a really good game. You know who didn't have a good game? And I'm going to call him out again.
I think I'm going to guess. But I don't want to say it out loud. You say it.
Huberdeau.
Yeah.
I was so frustrated with Huberdeau. And you were sitting next to me. You knew this. It's every time he touched the puck, all of a sudden Vancouver had it. Like literally every time. And he's not on the score sheet. He did literally nothing except give the puck away.
It makes me curious because I don't know all the different NHL systems and stuff they run defensively, but have they figured out other teams just how to really defend Huberdeau? Do you think?
I don't think so. I think he just sucks now.
Oh, okay. He just lost a little the Florida sparkle.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
It's cold up here.
I just wondered that because it's easy for us to rip on him because he's not producing, but I just honestly wondered if other teams were just defending him way better.
That could be it. This chair is really uncomfortable.
Because when you have someone who's that talented, or at least that smart, as a hockey player, like that many turnovers is just
it doesn't make any
uncharacteristic.
sense. Like I don't know, maybe.
So that's what made me think is there just way more pressure on him, like defensively, that these players are just giving him no space. Like all these players, they're so used to learning how to defend against Connor McDavid in the Pacific Division. Have they figured out that Huberdeau, that you just defend him the same, but it actually can shut him down?
Yeah, it actually works.
Yeah.
Speaking of Connor McDavid, he's doing pretty good again.
He's on a heater.
Seems like he's back.
Yeah. I think in the last 5 games, he's got 14 points or something.
Yeah, something crazy.
It's ridiculous.
Like that. Obviously, Edmonton had a really good game last night. That was last night? Yeah. They won 5-1 against Carolina, which is sweet because they're knocking Carolina down because the Flames play Carolina tonight.
Honestly, Carolina's also surprised me a little bit recently with just kind of how easy they buckle. It's like they'll either win or they'll just buckle.
That's what I like to hear.
It just seems like it.
That's what I like to hear because we play them tonight, and
but I do think Andrei Svechnikov is gonna pick it up here and go off. He's had flashes since his comeback, but
I mean Carolina is second in their division right now.
Oh yeah, by no means are they a bad team. I'm just like surprised at when you watch them lose a game, they just lose spectacularly.
Yeah, like last night.
Yeah, kind of like Colorado too, where they get like shut out like 6-0 or something. I think that one game was earlier this year against it was just like a random team. It was like Anaheim or something.
Yeah. Calgary has picked it up, even though we lost a couple of those games.
Yes.
And I said we were going to go 3-0.
But if there is a division that you can pick it up in and actually make a difference, the Pacific is the one.
Yeah.
Because the Pacific's pretty weak outside of the top two.
Yeah. Like Or
it's not weak, it's just underwhelming because the Oilers and the Flames
aren't in contention.
Yeah, which is odd because like the Oilers, everyone picked to win the Stanley Cup. So
yeah, I mean,
it's not like they're weak. It's just that they have a weak showing this year.
We are behind Vancouver, who's sitting third in the division by 10 points.
Yeah, so
it's going to be tough to get in there.
There's a lot of room, but
we just hope for a wild card spot, I guess.
But if there is a division to do it, I guess it would be this one.
Yeah, I mean, we have a chance at a wild card. We are 4 points out because top two from wild card go, right?
I believe so. I don't completely understand the wild card bit.
I
let Alex take care of that stuff.
Yeah, me too.
He's really good at that.
Why don't we just have all the top four from each division? Like I don't understand.
I think it has to do with the way they changed the playoffs to make it a little bit more exciting. Because remember, it used to just be 8 and 8.
Yeah,
those division things didn't really matter except for if there was a tie, then the top division leader would go in and the other one wouldn't.
Right.
But otherwise, they didn't really matter.
Yeah.
To my understanding. I was also a kid growing up then, so maybe I just completely didn't understand the purpose, and now I do. As an older fella.
Yeah.
But that's, kind of my understanding is they changed that and made the divisions more important so that they could include the wild card.
Yeah, maybe.
Kind of like, more like baseball style.
I guess so. Baseball's weird in itself, too. Sports are weird.
And if anything, it gives us more hockey, I think.
That's true.
So we get to watch 3 more games or whatever.
Yeah, we get more hockey. More hockey's always fun.
Yeah.
We also had news today, or late last night. John Klingberg is done for the season.
He's out. They made the call.
He's getting some more hip surgery.
That's too bad. One thing I didn't like earlier this year was how the Toronto Nation piled on John Klingberg.
Yeah.
Because he's a really good defenseman, and he was underperforming, but there was no need to hate on him.
Yeah, and
he was clearly going
he actually needs a new hip. So
yeah, like he was clearly going through something.
Yeah. He hasn't played since Remembrance Day, so obviously, there's something going on.
And even then, like he probably shouldn't have been playing like 2 weeks before they actually took him out of the lineup. It's easy to say in hindsight. Obviously, he wanted to keep playing, but
yeah, for sure, everyone's gonna want to keep playing.
Yeah. I mean, he's playing on the 2023-2024 Toronto Maple Leafs, who are going to win the Stanley Cup. Where's my camera?
I mean, I don't know. They could.
No, I'm just kidding. I just wanted a soundbite for some controversy.
They might do it. They're not going to do it, but they might do it.
Everyone has a chance right now.
But they're not going to do it, but they might do it.
Except for San Jose. I don't think they really have a chance.
Actually, Toronto's kind of fallen down quite a bit. They're sitting 5th in the Atlantic right now.
Are they? I haven't actually been paying attention to Toronto that much.
Me neither. Even though I have Matthews on my fantasy team.
It's been kind of insane, but they've been one of the more drama-free teams this year other than their blue line.
That is nuts. I mean, actually, it's not that nuts considering how much drama we've had this season.
Yeah.
Like, it's just been ridiculous.
And excitement, because we get to talk about guys like Frank Vetrano.
Yeah.
Getting, like, just going off, and guys like Quinn Hughes. It's just been really fun.
It has been a fun season so far.
We just kind of put the Maple Leafs kind of on the shelf because every other Canadian broadcaster also covers them pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, we don't need to do what everyone else is doing. We're here to be different. We're here to be different.
Yeah, we're here to talk about the Rangers.
The Rangers and the Coyotes, who are still apparently going to make the playoffs according to...
Man, did you see the Coyotes game the other day?
No.
Oh,
Was it good?
oh yeah.
They're sitting fourth in the in the Central Division right now.
Oh yeah,
too,
they did
so-
really well. Schmaltz got me a couple goals. It was
Schmaltz.
a good day.
That's a fun name. I like that.
Nick
I like
Schmaltz,
that name.
one of the most underrated hockey players because he's playing in Arizona.
Yeah, fair. You know who needs to go play for Arizona? Austin Matthews. Can you imagine? That would be
I
crazy.
can imagine. I think it would be fantastic, but I also
'Cause
think
that's where
he
he's
belongs
from,
in
right?
Toronto.
He's from Arizona, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he does look good as a Toronto Maple Leaf.
Yeah, that's true.
And he fits the city.
everyone loves him as a Toronto Maple Leaf.
Yeah.
And
he does fit in Toronto, so.
yeah, I agree.
Which is a pretty hard thing to do in itself.
Yeah. Toronto is
Because that market is pretty tough.
it's tough, but it's also huge.
I think it would be really fun, but that's because I am not in it.
Yeah. I mean I think going and playing for Toronto would be pretty cool.
Yeah, like if you're going to play in the NHL, why not play for the craziest place you could play?
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
Montreal,
With like the
Toronto,
gnarliest fan bases that
Boston.
like are so delusional but
Yeah.
love you. Like
It's like, yeah, playing in San Jose would be kind of fun, especially because historically they've had pretty good teams with like Joe Thornton,
right.
Patrick Marleau, and Evgeny Nabokov.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It just feels like you don't quite get the same spice out of the life of a hockey player if you're playing in San Jose
Yeah.
versus
and,
if you're playing in Montreal or
and
Toronto.
like Montreal and Toronto, like that's the birthplace, man. That's the mecca.
And if you want to like take over a franchise record, sure you could do it in
Arizona
or Columbus or something.
Columbus.
And yeah, it's still an achievement because those places have great players like Rick Nash.
Yeah.
And
Johnny Gaudreau.
yeah, and Patrick Laine, and like I mentioned in San Jose, they had Thornton and Marlowe.
Yeah.
So like they've had good players, but there's not as many like historical people to jump as you do it. It's
Yeah.
like there's the guy at the top, and then that's it.
And then
Whereas like if you play for
really-
Toronto, literally if you score over 100 goals for the Toronto Maple Leafs, every time you get a goal, you're going to be like passing someone
Yeah,
from like a
someone crazy.
historical franchise or a historical team within that franchise.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool because it's, I don't know, maybe that's just like the ADHD in me is just loves the accomplishment.
Yeah. No, fair enough. You know what? Like now that we're talking about Montreal and Toronto, I feel like we have not played them. Like the Flames have not played them. at all. Like it's so weird. Like we keep doing this schedule thing every week on the air, and it's fun. But it's like we're just doing
It's
like
a
the
lot
same
of Dallas
17.
and Vegas, yeah.
Like I'm looking at the schedule tonight. Tonight we have Carolina. On Saturday we have New Jersey. Monday we
That'll
have
be a really fun game. I'm really looking forward to the New Jersey game.
yeah, absolutely. Monday we're in Colorado, and we have another Colorado to Vegas back to back.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, it's a tough division.
I'm going to take it back from my statement a few weeks ago where I was like, maybe it's the fact that we suck. It's not that the schedule's hard. This is a difficult schedule.
Yeah, this is a really, really like tough stretch of their schedule.
But it's weird though because I feel like we've said that every week. Like,
Well, I mean, yeah,
There's
every
no
team is
break.
good. Like even if you're playing the bottom teams, they're still NHL players.
yeah, yeah, that's true. But I mean, this is the second back to back, like night to night,
Having
that
it
we've had specifically with Colorado and
a
Vegas.
back-to-back with one of the games being in Colorado, I do not envy that.
and then the next one in Vegas.
Yeah. Well,
Like
at
you're
least
playing
Vegas,
the
there's
last
some
two Stanley
oxygen
Cup
there.
champions back to back. Like, how does that make any sense?
Yeah,
No
I
other
mean-
team's doing that.
It's well, it might be. We don't follow the Dallas schedule that closely,
That's true. That's a
or
good
like
point.
Chicago or
That's
something.
a good point. Who cares about Chicago?
Yeah.
They're bad people. Taking it back to last week. Oh, I hope Alex. Actually, you know what? I haven't gotten a text yet from Alex, so I bet he's not listening.
Well, I hope he's surviving well. I just keep gonna point this out, but there's lots of. I think there's like a tour or something going on of Mount Royal University. There's like lots of people standing outside the window just looking in at me periodically.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but there's
Oh.
no curtain on this one, so I can't close it.
I have my blinds closed. We, over that music break, kind of realized we're really bad at talking about things that we want to talk about when Alex isn't here to direct us.
He keeps us on track.
He does keep us on track. We kind of went all over the board there.
I also like to throw in as many like random metaphors as I can when I speak. It's just kind of what I do. I've always thought it was really like a fun challenge, but sometimes I derail my own sense of like train of thought, and then we just get so off topic.
Yeah, and like one of the biggest, like we literally missed like the biggest news of the Flames.
Yeah.
Which was Markstrom took a puck to the hand during practice,
As a goalie does.
but he did it without a pad.
Yeah.
And then so
That's what practice is for.
yeah, that's
You
true.
gotta strengthen those
build up
hands.
your hands,
Yeah.
son. And so he broke his finger, so he's gone. Week to week with a fractured finger seems a little whack.
I mean, yeah, if it's not a clean break, it might just be like a little crack.
Yeah, I guess so. And because of that, we got Wolfie.
We do.
We got Wolfie back. He hasn't played yet though.
He played against Minnesota, but he didn't start. But he did play.
Oh, okay.
But he didn't start.
Yeah, because we got wallops by Minnesota.
Yeah, that was a bit of a wild kicking.
Yeah, for sure.
But I do know in that game that your nemesis Jonathan Huberdeau threw a pretty big hit. I was actually surprised. I didn't know that Huberdeau was such a big guy.
Yeah.
Just because he's so fast, I just assumed he was like more like Johnny Gaudreau size.
Yeah, no, he's pretty big.
He's a big dude, and he threw it around a little bit.
Yeah.
In that game.
Absolutely. So right now our goalie pairing is Vladar and Wolf, which I like it.
Yeah,
I don't mind it.
it's serviceable.
We'll see how she goes. I wonder when we look at the back-to-back coming up early next week, who's going to get what game? I'm curious. What do you think?
I think it's going to depend on who's in the best health
That's true.
at this point. Just seeing as how everyone around us is dropping off sick.
Yeah.
It's makes me think whoever is the healthiest team at this point, whoever can put together the least virus team will win.
Because we saw that Vladar's starting tonight.
Yes.
I would guess they're going to start Wolf on Saturday. And maybe Wolf against Colorado and then Vladar against Vegas.
See, I don't envy either of them.
No, me neither. That's terrifying.
But speaking of goalies, I have the list here of our top goals against average and top wins if you'd like to hear it.
Absolutely.
Well, our first goalie for goals against average is actually out day-to-day right now, and it's Aiden Hill. And
he's the one I picked to win the Vezina.
yes, and he is out. But he's currently sitting at a 1.87 goals against average, top of the league.
That's pretty good.
By quite a long shot. The next in second place is Cam
called
Talbot
it.
with 1.96.
Damn.
So it's he's up there.
Yeah.
But he's also not playing currently.
Good for Aiden Hill.
Because he's injured. So that
Calgarian.
number will stay that way for a little bit.
Aiden Hill's from Calgary, right?
Airdrie, I think. But
Airdrie,
yeah.
Calgary kid.
And then in third, we have Swayman at 2.08. Connor Ingram at 2.23, which is kind of like the crazy name on this list.
Yeah.
And then Jonathan Quick at 2.34. So that is a different list than I think most people would have guessed for the top goalies of 2023-24 for goals against average. And then we get into wins, and we have Alexander Gorgiev with 14, Sergei Bobrovsky with 12, Thatcher Demko with 12, Hellebuyck with 11, and Talbot with 11.
And Tristan Jarry leads in goals, obviously.
Yes.
Which we forgot to mention that
Absolute
at the top of the show as well. That was a really cool goal. Was that that was between the last show and now?
I don't even know when it happened because I also remember we talked about it on the show because Ned also scored one.
Oh,
and we were
so
saying
we
that
definitely
Ned needs
did
to be on
talk
the
about
top line, and then Jari was absolutely not. I'm the top line.
Yeah, absolutely. So Tristan Jarry leads the goalies in scoring. He also has the most shutouts.
Yes.
With 3.
It's a very impressive.
And then there's like a
year
900 way tie for 2 shutouts.
And then if we switch over to players for a second, for points, leading in points is kind of absurd to me because it's Nikita Kucherov with 44.
Yeah, back to the ways of the Cooch.
Yes. I mean, he's a good player. It does surprise me that he's leading the league.
Yeah, no, that's pretty cool. Because Tampa's not like
they're not dominating.
I mean, they're not a bad team, but they're not like killing.
The player in second place makes place because of how well his team's doing, but is also a bit of a surprise. But he's been a surprise all year, and this JT Miller.
Yeah, like Tampa's 4th in the Atlantic. Yeah, JT Miller, and then Artemi Panarin's making his way in
And
there.
Panarin was on like a absolute heater of a point streak that sadly came to an end when they got. I think they got shut out the other day.
Yeah, Connor McDavid sitting 10th is. You
Yeah,
love to see it. You'd love to see.
Well,
it.
I mean, he also missed a week or so.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So
Where's the top?
sitting in 10th with missed games is also pretty good.
The top Calgary player is.
And then, Pasternak and Quinn Hughes are tied for 4th in points at 36. And then for goals, we have Brock Besser, Nikita Kucherov, Sam Reinhart, Panarin, and Austin Matthews of the Toronto Maple Leafs.
I'm still scrolling.
Your top flame is probably going to be Mackenzie Weegar, wouldn't you think?
Let's see. Once I get to him. Nope. Not Uyghur.
No?
Nope.
Then I don't know who to guess. Pospisil? Pospisil?
No.
I love Pospisil.
He's got a couple. Actually, it's Ilya Solovyov
Oh.
who has 1 point. He is the best.
Oh, okay.
No, he got his first point in that Minnesota game. Elias Lindholm has 25. Nope,
Yeah, that
that's
makes sense.
games played. He
That makes
has
sense.
17 points. Yeah.
Yeah.
We should be doing
Connor
better.
Ingram this year has been like insane. He's been so good.
Yeah.
So good that it breaks my heart that he's taken time away from my beloved Karel Vejmelka.
My girlfriend just texted me to remind everybody that the Hughes brothers, the 3 Hughes brothers, have more points than the entire Sharks roster.
Oh, my goodness.
Which is honestly probably my favorite stat of the year.
Does that take us to Hughesa-Palooza, Phil?
Hughesa-Palooza, go for it, Landon.
All right. I had so much fun watching it the other day because in the other fantasy hockey pool I'm in with my work friends, I'm playing against one of them who has Luke Hughes. I have Quinn Hughes. And then the other roommate that lives with us has Jack Hughes. So we were all glued to the TV watching, and there was crazy points all over. We had Jack scoring and getting assists. We had Luke Hughes scoring, and we had Quinn Hughes getting assists. And in a 6-5 game that came down to the last, 30 seconds, it looked like it was going to overtime. And then Jesper Bratt was like, absolutely not. I'm going to score and end it right now. Just like that. It
Just
sounded
like
like
that.
that.
Alex is going to kill me for that one. But I'm having fun with it. So, yeah, no, the Hughes show is pretty crazy.
Yeah, and then that's just the 3 players. That doesn't even account for Jesper Bratt and JT Miller and Brock Besser, who also had great games.
Yeah, absolutely. More Flames news that we just kind of got, and it just disappeared on my phone.
Oh no, was it the Zeri thing?
The Zeri thing. The Flames named Zeri as the player to watch for the game tonight.
Okay.
Which is good. Again, we've talked about Zeri quite a bit. We love Zeri. I think it's a pretty cool. He's just doing really good. I think he was the guy who kind of really gave this team a little bit more life.
Yeah. Even his name brings energy.
He sits.
Zeri just comes with a spark to it that you just want to skate
Yeah,
fast.
absolutely. He's got 11 points on the season and sits 3rd among NHL rookies with a .73 points per game average.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Which is weird because they're saying he sits 3rd, and then I'm looking at this.
Well, that's
and
his
he's
average.
Sitting 10th.
One's probably the actual points, one's probably the average.
Yeah, I guess so.
Because
I
for
don't know.
actual points, there's some guys who are running up that clock right now on that Calder race.
Yeah. Was there ever any doubt that it was going to be Bedard that's going to win the Calder? Because he's
well, I
5 points ahead.
I don't think there was any
right
doubt
now.
from the draft class of 2023 that it was going to be him that took that draft class, but there's rookies
Yeah.
from other years as well.
Yeah,
Like
but-
Logan Cooley's a rookie.
Yeah, Logan Cooley's got 14 points. Bedard has 20.
Yeah, but I mean, Cooley's a year older, so there's other guys that are 21 that are also rookies this year. So
Yeah.
I could see them doing better than Bedard just the fact that they're probably on better teams.
That's true, but they're not.
Portra in Boston. He's doing really well, but he's on a good team as well.
Poitras has 11 points.
Yeah.
11 Poitras, if you will.
But I mean, is he the one who's in 3rd place on that rookie points list?
No,
No?
Luke Hughes.
Oh, okay. Hughes passed him.
Hughes has 15. Marco Rossi has 15. Logan Cooley has 14. Luke Evangelista has 14. Bedard has 20.
Okay. So, I mean, Yeah, it's a pretty tight race outside of Bedard.
Yeah, I mean, like but that's what we expected.
Yeah.
I think.
I thought Cooley was going to be pushing a lot harder for the Calder, but I mean, he's only 6 points back. That's
and
literally
that being
like
said,
2 games.
Like what kind of phase of the season are we in here? Like,
yeah, we're
halfway,
getting through.
maybe not even.
No, like a third, I think.
Yeah.
20 some games.
Yeah,
but or I guess this is. Oh, I'm gonna made fun of so bad for my math. I just called 20 games a third of a season that is 82 games. No.
So we're just between a quarter and a third.
We're just bad at math on this show.
We are
Phil.
bad at math.
Fast
on this
math
show.
is
that
not.
one's going on TikTok.
Fast math is not what we're here for.
No, we're here for fast skating.
Yes.
And I also can't skate very
Phil,
fast.
you know what else happened on the night of Hughesa-Palooza?
What else happened on the
Canadian great Christine Sinclair played her last
Yes.
international soccer game for Team Canada, and her teammate, Sophie Schmidt, also did.
Oh.
And when everyone else wore number 12 in the warm-ups for Christine Sinclair, Sinclair wore Sophie Schmidt's jersey in the warm-up.
Oh, that's so nice.
Because of course she did, because she's the greatest human being who's
Yeah.
ever lived. I know this
that's
is off
so
topic.
nice.
This is Canadian soccer and
Yeah,
not
now
hockey.
you're going to
but
get a text from Alex.
I know, but I mean, you have to bring up Christine Sinclair. She's
No, absolutely.
great Canadian.
Absolutely great Canadian. Did you see, not to spend a ton of time on this, but did you see the video of like, I don't know if CBC did it or what, but it was like Canadians less famous than Christine Sinclair talk about Christine Sinclair. And
No,
then
I didn't see that.
The first name is Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. So, yeah, obviously
I
lots
watched
of love for Christine
I
Sinclair.
watched a different one that I think like Soccer Canada put out or something, and it made me cry.
Ah.
Because for anyone who doesn't know, I cry at every movie. Like this week when I was sick, I've watched August Rush, Dead Poets Society, and Patch Adams, and I thought I couldn't cry anymore. And then freaking Christine Sinclair's tribute video comes out, and I was just crying all over again. Big ol' softy over here.
Landon just torturing himself all weekend. What else do we got to talk about?
But yeah, that was a pretty special Canadian moment.
That
It'll be
was
like on
very
one of those
special.
Heritage Moment commercials.
Oh, absolutely. Do they still do those?
No, but we did one in Richard Earlson's class last year as a final project. We had to make Canadian heritage moments. So we had to go out and find stuff and then produce them.
Yeah.
And yeah, we did. It had to be media related, so we couldn't choose anyone like Christine Sinclair or anything. It had to be like old media people.
Old guys no one's heard of.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, we could switch into minor corner now.
All right.
All right.
Dun dun.
Well, we already kind of mentioned the big news, which was the teddy bear toss. London Hoylett getting that. I'm pulling up. I love that on the Hitmen schedule page, it tells you the attendance.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, and it's just hilarious looking. So our last show was on the 30th. And so there's been 3 games since then. The game on the 29th, 3,000 people. The game on the 1st, 2,500 people. The game on the 3rd, 16,769 people. Oh, that is just, honestly, like, I keep going back to the teddy bear toss. It was just such a cool environment, and it's so cool. Even, like, yeah, the donating the teddy bears is great, but it's so cool seeing these young guys getting a huge crowd like that.
And it's also exciting because you get to see people care.
Absolutely.
Like the players care, the fans care, the city cares.
Yeah.
It's really, really awesome to watch people care about something.
Yeah, and then, like, usually when someone tries to start, like, a Let's Go Hitmen cheer, it never catches on because there's 70 people in the entire building.
Yeah,
but
you're
here,
spread
like,
out
it
across the
started
whole thing.
right away.
I
and
love
it was
it.
so cool. We got a wave going and everything, even though we were losing. No, it was great. It was really cool because while they were doing like the anthems and they came out, the starting lineup was Kindle and Shigel. They were on the starting lineup, so our boys. And it was like Sean's obviously played these games before, but this was Ben's first. So watching him just like look around and be like, whoa, was so cool to watch. Like, we were pretty far away from him, but it was, you could see it.
Do you think any of those guys have ever played in that front of that many people before?
Only the guys that have played teddy bear tosses.
Only teddy bear tosses?
Or the Bedard game last year.
Oh, okay. That would have been the
but
only.
This has been.
But like,
first
I mean,
year,
even
so.
if they came from like different parts of like the USA or whatever.
Oh no.
They don't usually draw those crowds.
No, not a sold out NHL arena.
Yeah, like at their level. I mean, obviously, when they get a little higher, they'll play in front of all those crowds because I expect every single one of them to.
Yeah, every
to
single
accomplish
one
their
of
dreams.
the current Hitmen lineup is going to make the NHL for sure.
I believe in you.
No, so yeah, but seeing like the way Ben was standing and just like looking around was like, he's liking this.
Yeah, that's pretty
Because
cool.
I can't imagine how overwhelming that would be.
Yeah,
Like for the first time in your career, stepping onto the ice to 17,000 people cheering.
and it's an excited build. Like that building is so. I don't know. They're so ready to throw teddy bears at any given moment.
They are so ready to throw teddy bears at any given moment.
Like the anticipation is just insane. It's so cool.
Oh, yeah. So that was a pretty good game. And then, unfortunately, yesterday we played against Swift Current at the Saddle Dome. And the attendance went back down to 2,184 people.
Yeah, I guess everyone probably had to go to their jobs.
Yeah, boo.
But they showed up on the night that matters for the community of Calgary.
Yeah, this is true. Carter Check had himself a night. Obviously, he's one of the guys that we're following pretty closely this year. He had a goal and 2 assists, and Landon got another goal, actually. So it was almost the game-winning goal until it wasn't. It was a super back-and-forth game. It started out 2-0 for the Hitmen, and then it became 3-2 for the Broncos, and then it became 4-3 for the Hitmen, and then 4-4, and then 5-4 for the Hitmen, and then 6-5 for the Broncos. Crazy game. Some fights between Peyton Kettles and Carson Wetch. Some more fights between. Oh, that's a name.
Did you send us the video of that
Wyatt
fight?
Pizarchuk.
Was that like a pretty crazy fight? Did you send us a video of that one?
Which one? Of this game?
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen any. I just saw like a couple pictures.
Oh,
but,
okay.
Because I was playing pinball last
You did
night,
send us a video. Oh, you know what it was? It was Rod Brind'Amour.
Ah.
That's the video you sent us.
Beautiful. Yes.
Bringing in it was fight-like energy, but it wasn't a fight.
No, he was
What
just
do you think about
he was
Rod
just
Brind'Amour?
angry. I don't really know the guy. I just have like opinions on coaches, like just coaching in general.
Yeah.
Because
How do you feel about that? A coach that
There's-
kind of goes after his team.
yeah, it's awful. It sucks. Like taking it back to my ski cross career, when in my last year of racing, we went to Europe for 2.5 months just because we were like, we got to do it. And halfway through the trip, we kind of realized we sucked. And all of us were really struggling with like finding like a reason to even get to the hill. And so I went to my coach, like after one of the qualifying, because I didn't qualify for the race. And I went to my coach. I was like, and before I could even ask my question, he looks at me and goes, "Why did we even come here?" And I was like, that's not what you're supposed to say to me right now.
No, that's not ideal.
We're stuck here for another month. I'm spending a ton of money to be here. And I was going to come ask you that. Why are you asking me this? So coaches that kind of do, if your way of coaching your team is just getting angry at them and telling them they suck, you're a bad coach.
I have 2 things to add on to that about coaching.
Absolutely.
They're both going to be kind of like an agreement. But the first one is if like your coach is yelling at a referee or an umpire, like if your coach is just generally yelling, then they're not doing a good job of coaching. Because if they're just blaming it on refs, that's not.
Absolutely.
I mean, yeah, sometimes you're going to get bad calls. Everyone's human. It happens, and it can be really frustrating. But as a coach, it's your job to keep your players, like, not let them get emotional and take things into their own hands. Because let me tell you, I've done that a time or two in my hockey playing days, and you end up getting suspended or a penalty.
Yes, you do.
And then the other one was during my skeleton racing times, I had a coach named Joseph Cicchini, and he is my favorite coach of all time. He's a very funny person, but as an athlete, I never felt stifled by like the authority of a coach with him, because he was always very, very capable of explaining things. Yeah, because skeleton's fast, and not everyone's brain is going to understand things in general. Like, we all learn differently, but when you're doing something at 130 kilometers an hour, it's even a little bit more different. And my coach Joe was just always very, very patient. Like, you could do the same run and make the same mistake 10 times, and he would tell you 10 different ways how not to make that mistake until you got it.
Yeah.
And, of course, sometimes, like, you're just going to keep making it because it comes so fast. You just have to learn it. But he would never get mad at you for making the same mistake. He would just encourage and find different ways to communicate how to get around that mistake, as opposed to just yelling, which I've also had happen where you maybe don't understand and then you just get yelled at. It's disheartening as an athlete as well.
Yeah, no.
When your coach is just... But on the other hand, I guess maybe he thinks he's giving them some motivation in Carolina.
Yeah, but especially to do that to the media, it's like, why are you thrashing your team on the media?
That's because the players can't even hear that.
Yeah, and you're just thrashing them to the media. Like, instead of thrashing them, like, go do something about it.
Yeah, change up your lines. Like, do what a coach has to do.
Yeah, do your job. And then maybe you'll win a hockey game.
I don't know, because Carolina, like we said earlier in the show,
they're not doing poorly.
They had a really horrible showing against Edmonton, though. They did not come to play.
Like, that's one showing, and now they're probably going to kick our butts tonight because they're going to be angry.
Obviously, they got a little bit of chip on their shoulder coming into Calgary.
Yeah, I mean, their coach just thrashed them. Like,
And also, I noticed in that interview, he's got like a Pepe Le Pew little like a little quiff of gray hair. I'd never seen that before.
That's funny.
But I noticed it. I was like, that is a interesting little like racing stripe there.
That is funny. A couple more, little bit, just before we got, 4.5 minutes left in the show.
Oh, my goodness.
Just looking at some of the stat lines for tonight's game. The Hurricanes are first in the league in shot attempts with 61. Wait, how does that make sense? How do you have a percentage of shot attempts?
Probably just any time they think about shooting, it counts. I think there's so many made up stats just for the sake of betting these days that I honestly don't even know what stats matter.
Or maybe this means like 60.9% of their shot attempts are on target. I don't know. It doesn't explain much. I thought this was going to be a much cooler segment than it is. Anyway, looking at the power play and penalty kill, the Flames are 27th in the league with the power play. We are 12.4%.
Yeah, it's almost like they need to pull their goalie as well.
Yeah, jeez. That's brutal. Our penalty kill is pretty good, though. Flames are sitting 9th in the league, and Hurricanes are 21st. So
that's pretty good.
Honestly, we're probably better on the PK than we are on the power play.
I mean,
like, let's just always be on
the Flames did run into an unfortunate incident where Minnesota's gotten a new penalty kill the other night. They got a new penalty kill, and they're actually doing really well because they were last in the league. So
shoot,
changed it up just for the Calgary game with their new coaches.
Yeah. That's all I got.
Yeah?
I don't know. This is tough without Alex. Alex, we need you back. We hope you feel better soon.
Yes, he's so good with the numbers.
He's so good with, like, also having things to talk about.
The direction, yeah.
The direction, yeah. Alex, we miss you.
And we love you. And we hope you get better soon.
All right, let's try and kill 45 more
You know who
seconds.
we didn't talk a ton about
All right, we got 2 minutes to do it.
this week because we never do? It's Columbus.
Boo.
Yeah, I don't really have anything to say about Columbus.
You just noticed we didn't talk about
we should
them.
just mention them from time to time.
They're pretty bad. They're 8-14-5. They're sitting at the bottom of the Metro Division.
Yeah. I really want Ottawa to start picking things up as well, because
Ottawa would be sweet to see.
The NHL is just better when Ottawa's a good team.
Yeah, honestly, any Canadian teams that are doing well.
And I mean, they have Ridley Gregg back now from injury, so that's good. I saw him on the ice the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, also Vasilevsky's back.
Yeah.
That's huge. We're bad at this. This is not our
we
thing.
We have so much to talk about all at once, and then we're like, we got to squish it all in.
We do. But this is the intro. This is not the extra.
Oh, my goodness. It's, I think we pulled it off, Phil.
Intro? Is this the intro? No, this is the intro. This is going really badly. Alex, don't kill me. This has got to be the extra. I didn't realize it was the same music.
Yes. It's just we get to talk over this one.
We get to talk over it because Alex is talking.
And we would just like to say thank you for everyone who listened. We will do our best to get the episodes up a little bit more quickly this week.
Oh boy.
From all of us here at CMRU.ca by Students for You. This has been Coast to Coast with
Phil Trombley.
And I am Landon Brown.
We'll see you guys next week on Zoom.
Love you and goodbye. Bye.